Good morning, it's Wednesday the 18th, I'm FX Blue and this is the market brief. So Brexit. Remember all the hope the election brought us that we'd be into the home straight to get Brexit done? Well, that was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? But the reality is that the 31st of January is just the start of the trade negotiations, and they are expected to be every bit as fraught as that withdrawal agreement. Boris decided to reopen old wounds yesterday by putting an end date for the trade negotiations into law. This means that if it drags on towards the end of 2020 now, then the threat of no deal will resurface once again, only this time with an 80-seat majority behind it. All of this hasn't been taken terribly well by the market. The prospect of further negotiations where both sides believe they have the upper hand is only a natural concern. You only need to look at the US and China to see why. Sterling has suffered accordingly. We are down to pre-election levels, down to 131 against the dollar. Speaking of the US and China and that trade deal, there's been a very strange silence since the Phase 1 was agreed. So what do we know so far? Well, the US has agreed not to impose any new tariffs that were going to come out on the 15th of December, and they will cut the September tariffs down from 15% to 7.5%. However, they're also going to keep some tariffs unchanged. Apparently this is to incentivize China to open up Phase 2. Meanwhile, China, on their side, they will increase their purchases of agricultural machinery. They've pledged to raise that to about 40 billion over 2 years, and that's up from 20 billion in 2017. But given the lack of clarity, the market has very little to go on, and that is now gearing up for disappointment. There's a certain degree of unrest. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm off for a coffee. I'll see you tomorrow.